we're just taking over your house. It's all good.
The very first time that I visited the Nomad, I went to do a feature for Sport Fishing magazine. I had never been to that part of this. Certainly never been to the Coral Sea before. And the fishing was phenomenal. It gave me a chance to see some of the ways that lures were used to catch stuff like GT and red bass, coral trout, and on and on. I saw hanging up on the wall there and by the galley where the tackle is, a lot of just fascinating looking lures I had never seen before in terms of design and color. And I found out later, I didn't realize at first, that these would turn out to be essentially prototypes for Nomad's current line.
First met Doug years ago out on a charter with Nomad Sport Fishing. We're out on the top end of the Barrier Reef, and Doug happened to be out on one of the very first trips where I had the prototypes for the Nomad lure range. So it was a Mad Scad and a Chug Norris and a couple other things, I think. So Doug got a really good look at what we were doing early on.
It occurred to me that it might be kind of interesting to see if I could get Damon Olsen to come up and bring some of the new line of lures which I'd seen. So I suggested to Damon that we might want to fish a place and for species that's totally unrelated to the Great Barrier Reef, nothing like that.
Doug was quite confident that what he'd seen on the Barrier Reef was going to work really well in somewhere like New York. So to be able to take the lures that we'd designed in Australia really to the complete opposite side of the world, and it couldn't be a more different environment from the Barrier Reef to high rises in New York catching fish.
People who aren't from the Northeast may not realize that New York is sort of a sport fishing mecca, certainly for striped bass and bluefish. Both species are caught in the shadow of really Manhattan, so you're fishing within sight of skyscrapers and buildings and homes and bridges. It's very, very productive. So I planned a trip in the late spring with Captain John Mcmurray, who's out of New York and one of the Northeast's best guides.
Striped bass are really our bread and butter fishery here. It's the money fish. It's what people really want to target. It's a gorgeous fish, fights real well, and the size range is unique also. 50, 60-pound fish to 3 and 4 pound fish that everybody still want to catch,
Oh, nice!
Little guy.
Got him.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. First little striped bass. John tells me this one's still looking for his mama. But anyway, my first striped bass, so that's pretty cool. He goes. It's great fun. Middle of New York catching striped bass is awesome. Okay, got him. Yeah. We've been working our way down this little channel, and all of a sudden, just a whole school of them here. Little guys, but they're great fun. Doug's got one on a Mad Scad, one on a little Chuck Norris popper. Middle of the day, not far from middle of New York City. It's amazing. So we spent a lot of time offshore with John. He was really keen to get us onto these big stripers, and there was some in the area, but they just weren't around these bunker schools. And I know from guiding for a lot of years myself that it really doesn't matter where in the world you're fishing, sometimes the fish just aren't on it.
So we'd been offshore looking for stripers, and on the way back in, coming back toward John Mcmurray's moorage, we went through an area of flats that are like 3 or 4 feet deep. and we started seeing tails. Not permit, not bonefish, not redfish, but turns out they were bluefish tails. And John Mcmurray says the bluefish get in there, feed in shallow water. So we stopped, and yeah, we could see tails and fins and splashes all around the boat. And suddenly we were sight casting to these bluefish that went from a few pounds up to 15 or so.
All right, you got a tailor right there, 11 o'clock, 30 yards.
Look at that! Oh, got him! Look at him! He got him! Oh! The dartwing has been absolutely just crushing these fish. They've really been loving it, that sort of skipping, twitching action across the top. So these are a pretty typical sort of size fish over here. So it's just so much fun watching these things hit the surface lures, poppers, dartwings. So just such a fun fish.
So the upshot was, to cut to the chase, the Nomad line of lures, although they look different and they have a lot of different colors than lures we have over here, work very effectively for striped bass and bluefish. We caught a ton, and using several different lure designs, mostly topwaters or subsurface lures. So it was kind of an interesting test, and I'd say the Nomad lures passed with flying colors.
You right there?
Yeah. Come on. Oh, got him.
Oh, we get off. Oh, he's still on it. You got it. Nice.
Yeah. Got a really nice bluefish on here. We're just up in a couple of feet of water, casting dartwings. They're just absolutely crushing these dartwings.
Oh, nice. That is a big fish.
Yeah. Oh, this is a serious bluefish. Up in a couple of feet of water here. John's just seen them tailing around, and they've just been hammering this dartwing. Absolutely loving a little bit of splash on the surface, a little bit of speed. Bouncing the head around, and they're just crushing it. So much fun.
I think anybody who loves to fish should know about that fishery, and if they get the opportunity to do it, they should try it. And that's going to be the slant that I'm going to take in this feature, because I think it's probably overlooked.
Look at that dog! Oh, there's a big one!
Oh!